The red pill, the blue pill, and the one most people avoid. People just don't choose beliefs, People don't just choose beliefs, okay? They choose what they can emotionally tolerate. Sometimes something feels off, and you know it, right? You feel it, you know it. It's within you, you feel it. You feel it in your body, but sitting with that discomfort requires responsibility. It requires self-reflection. So instead, it gets overridden. The blue pill is easier. It protects, identifies, it avoids the hard work that you need to put into it, you did? But simultaneously, people show up online hungry for direction, connection, something to believe in. But instead of honest dialogue, what comes out is projection. Things not said to a partner, a boss, or someone in real life gets discharged onto strangers. It turns into sarcasm, attacks, and emotional venting. Now, I'm not speaking from theory. In my life, I have harmony in my relationships, including the ones that were once difficult. That did not come from luck, privilege, perfect parents, or money. It did not start 5 or 10 years ago. It started when I was younger, comparing myself, following someone else's map, trying to figure out what success meant. In the 80s, I watched DT, Donald Trump, and like many others did, I both admired and rejected what I saw. He was loud, he didn't apologize for nothing, unapologetic, far from humble, and yet surrounded by success, attention, and beautiful women. People respected him because of their success. Men and women alike bought into their image. Yeah, they bought into it. But what I didn't see was that we collectively helped create that image. That idea of success did not start with him. It came from generations of conditioning around power, money, and status. I followed that map. I took the blue pill. I avoided pain. I avoided responsibility. I didn't understand accountability. I did not have the tools. And no teacher showed up because I was not ready to see. I wasn't ready to see. Over the last 20 years, what others might call success in my life came with a different realization. Even when I had money coming in and people admiring me, I still felt dissatisfied and disconnected a lot of times. And like most people, I kept reaching for that blue pill. Kept reaching for it. The right answer, the right doctor, the right mentor, the right relationship. Anything that would give clarity without requiring me to face myself. I used spiritual language to bypass the truth. I made excuses. I stayed comfortable in patterns that were not serving me. You see, that's the world that we live in. A world of abundance and resources. Yet we're manufactured the ideal that we have to be worthy to receive it. We'll create hierarchies. We'll put people on pedestals based on money, looks, and accomplishments, while still looking outside ourselves for someone to save us. Nobody coming to save you. And as far as Donald Trump, this is not a political stance. There are things he's done that people support and things that are clearly harmful. And from a psychological perspective, the way he communicates reflects something deeper in our culture. A level of immaturity, a lack of sensitivity, a disconnection from empathy, a belief that power comes from force rather than influence. And I say that as someone who is direct, sarcastic, and straightforward. I understand why some people resonate with that energy. He represents he represents both the light and the shadow, the high and the low. And more revealing is not him, but how people respond to him. People wake up every day and give away their power to what he says, what he posts, what he does or does not do. They get triggered. They react. They act surprised even though their behavior is consistent. And in doing that, they lose sovereignty. They take the blue pill. Whether you're on the left, the right, or somewhere in the middle. The real work is not out there. It's in here. It's within your life. Your emotions, energy, emotion, your projections, your unhealed traumas, your dissatisfaction. And every time you lose control over someone else's behavior, you lose an opportunity to understand yourself. Your emotional landscape becomes your perception of every and every thing, including politics. There will always be people who do not want to grow. People who provoke, disrupt, and play the antagonist. That's part of the system. That contrast creates movement. That's not the majority of the people. A gun. But that's not the majority of humanity. And what gets amplified online is not the truth. It's reactivity. And what's interesting is this. The same shadow people see in Donald Trump is reflected in how people show up online every day. The sarcasms, the attacks, the lack of accountability, the emotional immaturity. And at the same time, he represents, for some people, hope, progress, even if it is expressed in a way that feels outdated or misaligned. This won't land for everyone. Some will react without listening. Some will react without even reading, researching. Some will take it out of context. Some will project instead of taking responsibility. And that's the part of the pattern. But if you're willing to look at yourself, this is where the shift happens. Stop taking the blue pill. Stop choosing reactivity because it's easier. Stop giving your sovereignty to someone who doesn't even know that you exist. Sit with yourself. Sit down with yourself. Process what you feel. Take the red pill. Take it. And if you stay with it long enough, sometimes you begin to grow. Just stay with it long enough. Peep game. Something else starts to emerge. Not red, not blue. More awareness. More critical thinking. Less reactivity. You see things without needing to defend them. You stay grounded without shutting down. And that's what a real power is. That's what a real power is. Continue to unlearn, relearn, and learn. Continue to evolve. Peace.